YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with another episode of Terrible Take Tuesday, taking a look at some terrible takes in the sports world from this past week, and we're going to discuss them a little bit. Right before we get started, subscriber goals at 40K, and we'll have full coverage of the NFL in season with recast power rankings, plenty of different game-by-game predictions. Hopefully you can join us for that. College football weekly picks already started. Check that out. You can join our free-to-play Pick'ems pool. Check out the video. You'll find out how you can do that for free. Click the like button. Check out our Twitter. Link in the description for all that. Let's get on with these terrible takes. So first, let's talk about Andrew Luck. One that you guys all probably saw. Doug Gottlieb tweeted, retiring because rehabbing is too hard is the most millennial thing ever. Hashtag Andrew Luck. So that was a terrible take just because how he worded it. And then Troy Aikman's response was pretty funny. Saying that's total bullshit. But I'm pretty sure all you guys saw that. But I just think the way he worded it and, just having to tweet that almost instantly was just a little ridiculous. I think he's just trying to get a whole bunch of attention. But, I see the point of people saying Andrew Luck could have went, by it the right way, a different way. But just the way he worded it, little harsh maybe. I guess, some people that are saying that they understand that he had to make a decision and it's for him and it's, people don't really realize what these players go through. Understand that, but then, people saying that I guess he could, if he was going to do this, do it earlier. If you decided now, then just put yourself on the IR and then retire at the end of the season because you do some damage to the team, I guess it kind of gets in their head a little bit. So I understand that. I don't really blame Andrew Luck. I don't think he made the wrong decision, really. But I understand the people that say you could go about it a different way. But that's not what Gottlieb was saying. I think he thought he was kind of funny, just trying to get some attention. I liked Aikman and some other people. I think Torrey Smith had a funny response too, kind of ripping Gottlieb for his past troubles. So it's kind of funny. I just thought we'd talk about that. And then I guess what belongs up here is the Colts fans, the specific Colts fans that booed Andrew Luck, a little ridiculous, kind of made, the diehard fans and the fan base in general made them look bad. So, and kind of puts a label on them. So I guess that's not really fair, but that's what happens. So I don't get how they can boo the poor guy. I just felt so bad at that, seeing him walk off the field. So I just thought that belonged on here too, something to talk about. Next one was from Brady Polk, sent us this through Twitter. You guys can do the same for next week or any future weeks. The Herd, Colin Coward, says Ezekiel Elliott's career could be over. Jerry Jones doesn't have to pay him. It's now personal. That's him reacting to Jalen Smith getting paid by the Cowboys and not Zeke. But the terrible take is the career could be over part. His career's definitely not over. The season could be over. He could be sitting out the whole season because it is getting personal. That part I agree with. It's getting personal. And not really because Jalen Smith. It's just because the comments they make back and forth. Career could be over. It's just he's 24. Was he 24 years old? 25 about to be. And it's just getting started. It's not over. It's definitely not over. Whether it's with I guess maybe he meant with the Cowboys, but I don't. His career is in no way over. So that's a terrible take itself. Thank you for sending us that our way. And next one here, the whole Odell thing. This wasn't no business move. This was personal. They thought they sent me here to die about the Giants sending him to Cleveland. He mentioned they had better deals elsewhere, he thought. So they just sent him to Cleveland so he would die. That's just BS. That's just absolute BS, and he knows it. I think, that's just Odell being Odell. But you really think the Giants would take less? First of all, yeah, you think the Giants Gettleman would take less, future assets and picks and maybe young players just to send you to Cleveland to die? The second reason that's BS is because, and totally wrong, is because Cleveland's really not a spot where you send somebody to die anymore. There's a lot of really good energy there. Even if they don't, maybe if they don't make the playoffs, maybe if they just missed the playoffs this year, I still think it's good energy. It's good energy right now, heading in the right direction. Everyone knows it could be the team of the future. Just, the spirits and the energy, everyone's really, really hyped, and it's just positive vibes, So I think That's just not true. It's just Odell being Odell. I think he just needs to shut up, focus on the game. I guess Baker can too, but I think Baker is kind of harmless the way he says stuff. People don't like it, but I think it's harmless. Odell, just stick to football, play every game. Don't start any drama. I drafted him in the Goat House Fantasy League in the first round, so you better stick to business here. And then the next terrible take was from Sports Illustrated. They did their annual predictions. They predict everyone's record, and then they go through the playoffs. I'll show you the AFC side and the playoff side here in just a second. But the terrible take is the Bears. It's really not the 7-9. That's a hot take. I'd say 7-9. I can't really say that's terrible because the Bears, depending on Trubisky, are a team. I think that can be 7-9 or could be win 14 games or something. So I don't know if that's really terrible. It's just them being last. I just don't see them being last. You're telling me the Vikings, Packers, and Lions will all click at the same time the Bears won't. I don't know if that can happen. I can see, like I said, I can see the Bears kind of being off this year. Not saying that's my prediction at all, but that to me wouldn't be terrible enough, just 7-9. But having them last and having the Vikings winning 11 games, Packers winning 10 games, Lions winning 9 games, all at the same time to put the Bears at last, I think that's pretty terrible. And you kind of look at that. That's the first thing that stands out of these predictions, and I'll kind of show everything here. That's kind of the first thing that stands out, and you kind of go through. And to keep in mind, they had to publish all this. This was written before the Andrew, even though it came out, I think, the day after. This was before Andrew Luck retired, so that's why the Colts are up there. So keep that in mind. But you look at the Bears, first thing you see, and then there's really nothing out there besides. There's really nothing out there. I'd say the Niners going 10-6, definitely possible. I guess that's the next thing that's kind of bold of them. Trying to scan through it here. Redskins 3-13 maybe, but it's possible. I just don't see them being that bad. I'm trying to look through. Jags 5-11. Can they be that bad? That's really it. The Ravens at 7-9 can't, I don't know if I see the Ravens going 7-9. But my point is the Bears is really the only thing that's out there. There's a couple other things that people might disagree with, but the Bears being last, not really so much the 7-9 part, but being last is the only thing out there. So it's not like they're full of bold predictions, is my point. They're kind of just, it looks like they're very confident in this, is my point, because there's not a lot of bold predictions, which is kind of funny. But then there's their predictions for the AFC wildcard: Chargers over Browns, Colts over Steelers. And yeah, this needs to be updated because of the Andrew Luck thing. Colts over Chiefs, Patriots, Chargers. Patriots over Colts. Patriots head to the Super Bowl. The Vikings over the Packers. NFC North battle in the first round. Be interesting. Eagles over the Niners. Rams over Eagles. Saints over Vikings. Yeah, so it's nothing really unusual there. Unless it stays the same with the Colts after the Andrew Luck retirement. But nothing unusual for keeping in mind that this was made before Andrew Luck retired. Saints over Rams, and then Patriots over Saints in Super Bowl 27-23. So just the only thing is kind of weird. They kind of got one hot take, maybe the Niners in the playoffs, but definitely doable. Like I said, the Ravens maybe at 7-9. I don't really agree with. If they had it's the same thing. Ravens and the Bears, same record prediction. If they had the Ravens last, then that would be terrible to me. If they had the Bears at 7-9 and at third, like the Ravens, I wouldn't have done this. I wouldn't have done this terrible take. It might be a hot take, might be somewhat bad on the bad side. I just don't know if it's terrible. But, yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. Not too many terrible takes this week. The sports world was, I guess, relaxed. Everyone's just ready for the season. So, yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts if you have any for next week. If we... maybe we'll just stick to the in-season NFL stuff starting next week. So if we have enough terrible takes, we will do the episode, though. And then we'll have full coverage of the NFL in-season. Cannot wait. Hopefully you can join us. Turn the notifications on. You're going to want to do that to be prepared. Click that subscribe button. That's going to do it for this one, though. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Goodbye.